If you like being in the middle of the fight, if you want to trade blows instead of avoiding them, welcome to the fighter in Ashes of Creation. The fighter archetype is about direct engagement. You're not standing back. You're not waiting for openings. You create them. Fighters thrive on momentum, pressure, and staying active in combat. If you enjoy fast decision-making, constant engagement, and being rewarded for staying in the fight, fighter may be the class for you. So, what does a fighter actually do in Ashes of Creation? At its core, the fighter is a frontline damage archetype. You specialize in sustained melee pressure, consistent damage, and forcing enemies to respond to you. Fighters are designed to stay active. You're rewarded for uptime, for positioning, and for committing to fights instead of disengaging. Unlike tanks, your focus isn't control. And unlike rogues, your strength isn't avoidance. Your power comes from presence and pressure. Let's talk about solo play. Fighters are one of the most comfortable solo archetypes in Ashes of Creation. You deal consistent damage, have access to survivability tools, and perform well in extended fights. Solo fighter gameplay rewards aggression, as long as it's controlled. You can handle multiple enemies, recover from mistakes, and keep fights moving at your pace. The risk comes from overconfidence. Fighters that overextend or ignore positioning can get overwhelmed. If you like being proactive and learning enemy behavior through combat, fighter solo play feels strong and satisfying. In group play, fighters act as pressure specialists. You sit just behind or alongside the tank, capitalizing on openings and punishing enemies that overcommit. Fighters thrive when supported. Healers keep you active, tanks create space. And you convert that space into consistent damage. Good fighters understand group flow. You don't pull aggro unnecessarily, and you don't chase targets that break formation. Instead, you apply pressure where it matters most. Let's talk about why fighters fail. Not because they lack damage, but because they confuse aggression with recklessness. New fighters often overcommit. They chase targets too far, ignore positioning, and assume durability replaces awareness. Strong fighters understand balance. You stay aggressive without becoming careless. You disengage when needed, reposition, and re-enter the fight on your terms. Fighter success isn't about non-stop attacking. It's about knowing when pressure wins and when patience does. Early fighter progression is about learning tempo. You want to stay active without exhausting yourself. Common early mistakes include over-pulling, ignoring enemy abilities, and refusing to disengage. Strong fighters learn early to watch enemy tells, manage positioning, and control their engagement timing. Your goal early isn't maximum damage, it's sustainable pressure. These habits carry forward into harder group and PvP content. Fighter gameplay revolves around momentum. You build pressure, maintain it, and capitalize when enemies falter. Losing momentum means losing control of the fight. Good fighters stay engaged, without burning everything at once. You pace yourself, adapt to the situation, and keep combat flowing in your favor. Momentum is what separates average fighters from great ones. Fighters benefit from self-sufficiency. You're often in sustained combat, taking wear on gear and relying on consistency. Trade skills that support maintenance, recovery, and uptime naturally pair with the fighter playstyle. Preparation keeps you fighting longer and reduces downtime between engagements. A prepared fighter controls the pace of their own progression. Ashes of Creation does not hardlock gear by class. Fighters generally value balanced survivability, consistent damage, and mobility. Gear that supports staying active is more valuable than extreme specialization. Your effectiveness comes from uptime, not single moments of burst. Fighter gameplay in Ashes of Creation isn't about strict rotations. It's about maintaining pressure. Your combat flow looks like this: engage, pressure, adapt, reposition, re-engage, repeat. Good fighters don't stop the fight. They keep it moving on their terms. Pick fighter if you enjoy constant engagement, melee combat, and controlling fights through pressure. Avoid fighter if you dislike being in danger, managing positioning, or making fast decisions under pressure. Fighter isn't subtle, but it's powerful when played with discipline. If you enjoyed this guide, and you'd like to see more class breakdowns like this, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It helps the series grow and lets me know this content is worth continuing. And if there's a class you want covered next, leave a comment below and tell me what you'd like to see.